few months before the corona pandemic even began, we had already been planning a trip to Greece. Summer 2020 was meant to be ours. When the world shut down, that plan suddenly felt fragile, almost impossible. Then summer crept closer, and Europe, cautiously, opened its borders again. Movement was allowed, if only briefly, a small window of freedom in an otherwise paused world. With no idea what the coming months would bring, what the future would hold, we decided to go. And man, we were excited. 10 weeks away from home, 10 weeks on a motorbike, 10 weeks of travel, adventure, tents, open roads, and our very first holiday together. I was overflowing with excitement. I love traveling. Yet I'd never been to Greece, never been on a motorcycle journey like this. And after months of restrictions and stillness, this trip felt unreal, like a dream slipping through the cracks of lockdown life. And we followed it. It's 2,700 kilometers from our home to our desired starting point in Greece. So the fastest and most convenient way for us to get to Greece was by train and then boat. The OBB Autozug is a train that transports you and your vehicle from German cities to Austrian cities. In our case, Dusseldorf to Innsbruck, which is only half an hour away from the Italian border. This way, we only needed to drive 800 of the 2,700 kilometers to get to Greece, saving time, energy, and the wear of a long drive, so we could wake up refreshed and ready for the roads ahead. Our ferry to Greece leaves from Ancona in 3 days from now, giving us about 3 days to fill in northern Italy. Our first plan was to go from Innsbruck into the higher Alps and to go hiking for a day or two, but the weather forecast unfortunately looked terrible for where we wanted to go. We were forced to drive further south for a few hours to where the weather prediction was better. That extra 2 hours south took us to Lake Garda.
Let's see if this camera works.
Because our trip to Lake Garda was a last-minute decision, we hadn't made any plans or looked into what to do in the area. So, to get into the spirit of riding the motorbike, we decided to take a scenic drive around the lake and towards the town of Sirmione and explore along the way. Sirmione sits on a narrow peninsula that stretches out about 4 kilometers into the southern end of Lake Garda, Italy's largest lake, surrounded by water on nearly every side.
Wow. Look at that.
After a few incredible days around Lake Garda, it was time to set off and head towards Greece. It was a 500-kilometer drive along the motorway to get to the port of Ancona on Italy's Adriatic coast, where we would take the overnight ferry towards Igoumenitsa. Once in the port of Ancona, we were told that the ferry would be delayed even longer. 4 hours in total now, which still didn't seem too bad. Almost 4 hours went by and again we were told that the ferry would be delayed for another 2 hours. After another 2 hours had passed, we again received the same information. And finally, after 10 hours, the ferry arrived and it started the unloading process. By now it's 3 AM in the morning. The port of Ancona is actually quite a small port, so unloading takes a really long time. And even though we waited for 12 hours, it did not feel like that much time had passed at all. Ports are fascinating places. It was quite fun to see all the activity going on. People, goods and trucks all moving about going somewhere. Down on the dock, next to the boats and the trucks and the cars, it was very busy and loud. We hadn't slept, hardly eaten. So, once we got on board, it felt good to be finally in a cabin, sailing towards Greece.
It's just chaos. And okay, where is Sifra? There she is. Hello. Yes, yes.
You have the barcode? 1 and 2. Perfect. Straight out to the exit.
We can go.
Yeah, you can go.
That was it. That was it. All that faffing for nothing. She just wanted to see we Sifra, if this is the main exit, it should be up here on the left-hand side. Trucks. Yeah, you can. Okay, so this is it.
Even though it was a lot later than planned, we were happy to finally be in Greece.
Oh,
It feels different already. The air is fresh and salty, and the energy feels strong. It's my first night in Greece, and I'm already loving it.